Hey guys, earlier on this month I got a Switch. Now, honestly, I love the thing to bits. Although the problem being is it doesn't have the greatest controller if you buy it just with the console, which is generally this, the two Joy-Cons and the grip. It's not particularly comfortable for long periods of gaming. It's okay every so often, but not for complete and utter gaming. However, there are options. One is the Pro Controller, which is way too expensive for my liking, and the second is to go for a lower grade controller while sacrificing a few little bits. Well, we're going to take a look at one. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Power A controller. Yes guys, you heard right, I don't have a Pro Controller. I really should, but, you know, the expense is just way too much. The Pro Controller is just essentially too expensive for what it is. I mean, even Xbox One controllers are cheaper. So, I went for a lower grade option. That being said, this isn't a bad controller to replace your Joy-Cons. There are a few things which, feature-wise, aren't great, and the first one is the fact that it doesn't have any vibration. Unlike the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller, it has no vibration function inside, so it's kind of like a static controller. That being said, every button on it, as far as I know, and as far as I've tested, is absolutely brilliant. They feel comfortable, and essentially what it is an Xbox 360 controller for the Switch, and I love it. It just is. Now, honestly, I would have preferred if they'd have done what they'd done with the Wii, with having both analog sticks at the top and then the two direction and the A, B, Y, X buttons on the bottom, but you can't have everything. They've gone with this design, which is absolutely fine with me. It works well and it's brilliant. Not to mention, that vibration function, I didn't really miss as such. So there you go, that's something to keep in mind. The other thing that isn't attached to this, which is attached to the actual Pro Controller, is the NFC for Amiibo. That isn't on this, which is a bit of a ball ache. You have to kind of lean over to touch it on the Joy-Con and whatever else, but that's not a big deal. Now, the other caveat to this is the fact that even though it is a really nice looking controller, the Legend of Zelda one is brilliant. There's also a Donkey Kong one, a Mario one, Splatoon one, and I believe a few others. There's also a first series of these which came in a black Zelda one and also just a bog standard Mario one, they look pretty cool. Like I said, there is one other thing to this which is a little bit of a ball ache, whereas the Pro Controller is essentially wireless. This one isn't. It has this. It's a hell of a cable. It's massive. And honestly, it does me just fine. I'm sat in front of my setup at all times anyway, but this is by far one of the best controllers that I've come across for the Switch. Now, I've tried a couple of others and not held on to them because honestly they weren't even worth previewing on my channel. It just wasn't worth it. They just didn't feel right, they just didn't control right. Some of the buttons were so mushy that you couldn't even work out what you were doing. But this one has won me over completely. Like I said, the Pro Controller is your top end option, but if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend that £70 on a Pro Controller, and this is your next best bet. This, at the moment, is $25.99 from most places, Amazon, eBay, even Game here in the UK, or GameStop in America, wherever you choose to get it from. There is also deals on them. At the moment at Game, there is also a deal of £19.99 for them, so £20 for the Donkey Kong one, which is actually pretty damn cool. I was considering getting it, and honestly, I would have loved it. But the fact of the matter is, you wouldn't go wrong using this one, honestly. It is brilliant, and if you're on a budget, go and get it, honestly.